Imagine you step into a library that's unlike any other. This is no ordinary collection of books. It's an enchanted library.
And the books? They're not just books. Each one is a gateway, a portal into a different universe.
Exactly, Mia. An unassuming cover could be housing a bustling cityscape teeming with life, or
lead you into the dulcet plains of a tranquil planet, far removed from reality. It's not just a fantasy, but an escape.
underneath those hard covers, a realm of emotions awaits. Happiness, love, fear, gratitude, even sadness. Each with a unique narrative.
It feels like we all, in a way, carry such books inside ourselves, don't we? Our life experiences and emotions create countless narratives.
Yes, Mia, these narratives chart our inner journeys and complexities.
On our show tonight, we invite you, dear listeners, to embark on a fantastical exploration of the narratives contained within this enchanting library. Let's embark upon our first book, its cover shimmering a joyous yellow.
It unfolds a heartwarming tale, exuding genuine happiness. Strangers sharing a table at a cafe, laughter echoes through the bistro. Their hearts glow with warmth, banishing the outside chill.
Their laughter, it's heartfelt, utterly infectious.
It is, isn't it? Yet as we close this book and open another, the cover painted a deep blue, the narrative shifts. The protagonists are now navigating their deepest fears, each shadow a known enemy, each silence a concealed terror. It's an arduous journey.
Through a dense forest, every rustling leaf can feel ominous. But they don't give in, battling their dread with resilience.
From fear to a book bound in ardent red, unfolding stories of love and passion.
They are in a garden now, stolen glances amongst the blooming roses. Their love story winds around the garden paths, gentle and tender.
Turn the page, and they're in the midst of timeless gratitude. Encapsulated in a book, its cover a calming green.
Amidst friends at a Thanksgiving dinner, a moment of joyous thankfulness. The air is brimming with heartfelt acknowledgments and pleasant reminiscences.
The final book, its exterior a somber gray. A tale of unresolved sadness tugs at our heartstrings.
It's a delicate narrative as our protagonists grapple with personal loss. The room engulfs in a deafening silence. A melancholic rhythm sways.
The narrative, it's powerful. The unspoken words, the tears that aren't shed.
Our next tale takes us deeper into the Enchanted Library. The cover, a vibrant mix of hues, hinting at the roller coaster of adventures about to unfold. As we traverse through the words, we see the protagonists gearing up for a thrilling expedition.
They've encountered fantastical creatures and navigated through mazes of winding dreams. Does this resonate with the complexity and unpredictability of life, perhaps?
It's entrancing in every aspect. The exploration feels so surreal, and yet every emotion it stirs up is intensely real.
We dive deeper into the book, every word, every sentence, each paragraph an important piece of this intricate puzzle. A dragon breathes down their necks, the fear is palpable, but they press forward, drawing from an extraordinary well of courage.
I'm intrigued by the symbolism here. Is the dragon perhaps a personification of their inner fears or personal battles?
Both, I believe. The dragon could symbolize different trials for each one of us. Maybe a relapse for someone like me, a fear of failure, or even a fear of the unknown.
Absolutely, Suyeon. This immersive exploration is intended to resonate with each one of us differently, aligning with our unique life experiences and perceptions. Though each of them battling each obstacle with such valor is inspiring, it screams of perseverance and instills a sense of hope. As we leave the mystical creatures behind, our protagonists find themselves in a tranquil corner of the Enchanted Library. It's not filled with daring tales of courage, but it hums with an air of knowledge and age-old wisdom.
What sort of books do they find, Victoria?
Books of wisdom, Mia. Ancient scrolls that speak of philosophies unheard of. Texts echoing timeless wisdom cultivated over generations.
I wonder how these narratives of wisdom resonate with our personal experiences.
Well, Suyeon, the exploration and understanding of this wisdom seem universal, but its application, very personal. The nuances of these narratives, the lessons imparted in them, they are subjective to each reader, rather, each journey.
It reminds me of my mom's teachings. How the right wisdom at the right time can shape our lives and help us navigate through our hardships.
I find that intriguing, Mia. My recovery journey had many roadblocks, but drawing from wisdom, be it from others' experiences or previous generations, always helped me through my darkest days.
Both of you underscore the crux of this part of our exploration. Our protagonists absorb and learn from the wisdom dispensed, and it's fascinating how this segment in their journey parallels our own life experiences.
The wisdom ingrained in these books, it's eternal. The narratives are intriguing as they unravel layers of universal truths. It's as if these books were intended to inspire, heal, and guide.
It's like a torch passed down generations. Each narrative, a beacon guiding us through our own life's labyrinth.
Exactly. That's the magic of this corner of the library. As our protagonists delve deeper into these wisdom books, their journey takes on a different depth. While wandering in this vast knowledge section, our protagonists are drawn almost mystically to an excited chattering, a gathering of books chatting ardently. Isn't that strange, Mia?
Certainly, Victoria. It does feel odd yet intriguing because normally books are silent and it's we who give voice to their stories. What stories are these books sharing, Victoria?
It seems, Mia, these books are engrossed in conversations about their readers. They're not just sharing the reader's experiences and reactions, but convey an exciting prospect. They're alluding to the reader's personal narrative getting entwined with the story itself. How did you feel, Suyeon, when you first conceptualized your life as a narrative?
That's quite an interesting query, Victoria. The idea of our lives as narratives really hit me during my recovery journey. Yet, understanding it wasn't easy. It felt like deciphering a cryptic riddle. But when it finally seeped in, it brought along a sense of empowerment. I can only imagine how profound it must be to see your life story unfold within the pages of these magical books.
Indeed, Suyeon. These books offer readers a unique chance to explore their own journey with a detached perspective. The stories inspire readers not just to marvel at their personal narrative, but also to introspect, grow, and accept themselves.
It's like a tale woven by the reader herself. Like leaving imprints upon the sands of a desert, these narratives exist but are invisible to the outsider, yet they shape one's self-image and impact one's choices. It would be fascinating to see what our protagonists discover when they read their own stories.
Imagine the intensity of self-discovery. The protagonist could realize aspects about themselves they never existed or interpretations they never pondered upon.
Exactly. Exploring these narratives would be like unfolding the layers of their self-image, reflecting on how they've become who they are. It's a quest of self-discovery and self-acceptance. Our listeners have often shared their personal transformations and learnings.
Yes, their stories are like hidden gems that enlighten us about real-life experiences.
Mia, remember Rebecca's voice note we received last week? She shared her story of how a difficult breakup opened doors for immense self-growth.
Rebecca's journey resonates deeply with all of us. She had her fair share of pain and turmoil. However, the way she channeled that into self-growth and self-understanding was truly inspiring.
Indeed, Mia. It's incredible how she turned a painful situation into a stepping stone for personal development. It reminds me of diverse narratives within our Enchanted Library.
Think about it. We all have our collection of stories, don't we? Recollections of past experiences, struggles, victories. They're not just memories. They shape us.
Exactly, Suyeon. This applies to our listeners as well. Every shared anecdote reveals a journey and transformation. The courage in these stories is profoundly impactful.
These shared stories play a vital role in fostering connection. They make our podcast not just an auditory experience, but a communal space for reflection and learning. Rebecca's transformation is a testament to the power of overcoming fears. Just as the narratives in our Enchanted Library show us, the journey and struggles shape us in unexpected ways.
Spot on, Victoria. We may stumble amid fear and chaos, but traversing through it all shapes our personal journey.
That's like the old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Your path full of unexpected turns and hurdles adds color and layers to your story.
That's true, Suyeon. Speaking of which, let's consider one of the narratives we explored today. It's the one where the protagonist in the Enchanted Library comes across a book that discloses a quest of a knight overcoming his fears to save his village. Despite the fear of losing, the knight confronts the beast.
That story indeed was a roller coaster. The knight charged with courage was like a metaphor for everyone dealing with struggles. Even when plagued by fears, he took the step forward.
And isn't finding peace through that process incredibly inspiring? When you overcome a fear, you replace it with power. Power to deal with more intimidating challenges. It helps you understand your capacity.
And that's why accepting personal experiences is crucial. By acknowledging our fears and confronting them, we move closer to finding inner peace and nurturing our growth. I think our listeners can learn from the knight's story. What do you both think?
Absolutely, Victoria. Acceptance could be the door to liberation from fears, and this Enchanted Library has many tales eloquently teaching this.
Acceptance can indeed bring about peace, giving you a chance to rebuild and start fresh. Like me, many of our listeners might reflect on their journey from this perspective.
It's in introspection, in exploring our inner library of experiences, we truly begin to understand ourselves. Don't you think so, Mia?
Yes, Victoria. And when we become comfortable with who we are, that's when acceptance sets in. We learn to be forgiving of our flaws and compassionate towards our experiences.
Indeed. From the great vastness of a cheery boardwalk filled with laughter, to the deep caverns of sorrow, only we can navigate these places within us because they are our very own.
And when we take that journey, we learn so much about ourselves. Those narratives hidden deep within us, those are the stories that make us who we are.
They guide our life's narrative, leading us towards calmness and healing. Narratives from our past, hidden deep within those books, are those learnings and experiences we carry forward.
Life's narrative isn't a straight line. It's full of twists and turns, ups and downs, joys and sorrows. But as we all learned from the stories of our Enchanted Library today, it's how we choose to navigate our narrative that defines us and our experience.
That's what makes each of us unique. Each of our narratives is our personal journey. Even two people living the same experience will have different narratives. This is the beauty of individuality.
Each of us has our own enchanted library filled with stories that define us. Like how we emerge from the library, enlightened and introspective, we can achieve the same by embracing our personal narratives.
Treasure your personal narrative. Your story is no less than an adventure.
Because we all have our unique tales of courage, love, fear, joy, and peace. It's important to appreciate all these facets that make up our personal narrative.
And as we unravel our inner library, we emerge stronger, more accepting, and at peace with ourselves.
Victoria, your astute point about life's narrative being a non-linear journey full of dynamic emotions exhilarated me. You know, how we understand our emotions can truly transform us.
Interesting perspective, Mia. Can you explore that a bit more?
Absolutely. See, emotions are like threads. They're complex, they're beautiful, and they connect each page of our stories. And every emotion, positive or negative, adds color to our individual narratives. Take the story of the Bittersweet Symphony within our Enchanted Library. It beautifully depicted the protagonist embracing a mix of joy and sorrow, using the sorrow to appreciate the joy even more. It was through navigating these diverse threads of emotions that they grew.
Mia, it is quite absorbing to think of emotions in that way. Do our stories really echo our emotions so strongly?
They factually do, Soo-yeon. Think about any transformative moment in your life. The emotions that surged within you, weren't they like bookmarks that lingered even after the event itself had passed?
True, Mia. Specific moments do trigger strong emotions, and those do leave lasting impacts.
And as we journey through our internal narratives, we realize these strong bookmarks, our heightened emotions, are natural and entirely human to experience. They encourage us to grow and become more aware of our mental landscape.
Exactly, Victoria. Our emotions and our stories are intertwined threads, each carrying a piece of our essence. As we nurture this understanding, we unfold a richer, more compassionate relationship with ourselves.
Mia and Soo-yeon, I find it fascinating how you both mentioned our narratives and emotions being intertwined. Can we dig a bit more into this?
Certainly, Victoria. I think emotions are the salient bookmarks in our personal narratives. They allow us to retrace our stories, understand them, and resonate with them on a deeper level.
That's quite compelling. How do you see it, Soo-yeon?
I connect the dots in my story through the emotions I felt then, the intense ones in particular. Emotions are not just responses, they are experiences. They are what make each story uniquely ours.
Beautifully stated. So, in essence, our emotions act as dynamic paints on the canvas of our narratives. They give our individual stories their distinct hues.
That's an apt metaphor, Victoria. And it's why empathizing with diverse emotions through narratives helps us appreciate the spectrum of our human experience. Recognizing this, we can better navigate our emotional landscape, leading to self-discovery, growth, and mental balance.
I second Mia. Understanding complex emotions through stories is like peeling an onion, layer by layer, revealing many dimensions of our being and making us more compassionate about our own feelings.
I guess that's one of the key times when reading isn't a solitary act. It subtly evolves into an intimate dialogue with yourself. What a soothing way to end our day.
Without a doubt. It all circles back to accepting our emotions, understanding them the best we can, and letting them be, making peace, essentially, especially before we unwind into a good night's sleep.
The books of the library were teeming with human emotions, weren't they?
Absolutely, Victoria. Each tale we read seemed to represent a unique emotion. The books weren't just stories, but manifestations of feelings that shape the lens through which we perceive the world. They make us recognize that emotions don't just pass through us, they linger, driving our actions, choices, and ultimately constructing our narratives.
Emotions are indeed a powerful force, Mia, and acknowledging them rather than bottling them up result in an enriching self-awareness. The good, the bad, and sometimes even the ugly emotions, they all contribute to the development of you.
That's nicely put, Suyeon. Mia, could you give us an example of a narrative from a book that really brought this message home?
Sure, Victoria. So there was this tale of a queen who, after being overthrown, found herself living a completely different life as an ordinary citizen. This narrative examined the queen's journey of navigating her contrasting emotions, her nostalgia for the past, her newfound love for the simplicity of ordinary life. Her story showed that emotions are not just feelings passing through us. They are powerful, dynamic elements that shape our identity and how we interact with the world around us.
What a profound tale, Mia. Each emotional wave the queen experienced was a step toward understanding herself. And isn't that quite like our own lives?
Yes, our emotions, after all, are the notes in the symphony of our experience. They remind us that we are alive, that we feel, that we are more than just events and actions.
Emotions are indeed the beats of our lives. Nothing speaks to our humanity more boldly than feeling, understanding, and accepting our emotions.
The Queen's tale Mia just shared revolves around emotion as the protagonist. How can we apply this lesson to our personal experiences?
That's a thought-provoking question, Victoria. In our daily lives, it is easy to get caught in a cycle of reacting to our emotions. But the Queen's experience teaches us that the narrative of our lives is not just driven by our emotions, but is also about how we interact with them. Through narrative therapy, we can recognize, understand, and even express our emotions in a healthier manner. The Queen's journey illustrates this.
I see what you're getting at, Mia. Her story is a metaphor for how we can use narratives to cope with our feelings. In the same way she navigated the turbulent sea of her emotions, we too can sail through our own emotional waves. By understanding them, we can control them rather than letting them control us.
You really hit the mark there, Suyeon. The power of stories lies in the fact that they are not just for entertainment. They can also serve as therapeutic tools, guiding us towards emotional well-being.
That's an interesting perspective. It's easy to forget that our fragile feelings create the raw material for these narratives. Each emotional wave is like a new passage in the book, building up to the grand novel that is our life.
And it's about appreciating this novel, filled with diverse emotions. Just like each book in the Enchanted Library, we must learn to treasure our own narratives and the emotions that give them life. This acknowledgement is an important step towards self-awareness and self-love. Reflecting back on our journey, it's astounding to see how narratives within narratives have woven a rich tapestry of emotions, experiences, and wisdom. Each universe within those enchanted books, be it filled with dragons or blooming flowers, represented unique facets of the human experience.
I totally get that. The vivid imagery in each book's story has just intensified our understanding of the complexities within us.
Yes, each adventure for me has been like entering a new part of myself. something I either embraced or neglected.
These introspective journeys, through our protagonists stepping into unknown realms of emotions and experiences, they led us to a new perspective about our own personal narratives. These narratives that resonate closely with us are what form our essence, don't you think?
Definitely. And as we appreciate the enchanting narratives within the library, we start to appreciate our own narratives. It's a type of admiration that slowly brings us to discover inner peace within ourselves.
In this enchanted library, I have seen stories that echo my own recovery journey. It was like confronting my own fears, embracing my own emotions, and emerging triumphant. It was more than a narrative. It was self-recognition.
You have summarized the journey beautifully, Suyeon. Regardless of the genre or the characters, each book within the Enchanted Library offers a lens to appreciate our own personal narratives.
Indeed. Reading those books made us realize that our individual stories matter and they are worth exploring. We invite you, our listeners, to embrace your narratives, akin to these enchanted books. Dive into the endless universe within you. Celebrate your personal journey.
And remember, like the Enchanted Library, your narratives are unique, holding universes that are waiting to be discovered. As hosts, our narrative exploration has just begun, and we hope to continue to discover and share these journeys with all of you.
It's a fascinating journey we embarked upon together, huh?
Incredibly fascinating. Each narrative unfolded a universe within itself.
Yes, it felt like peering into a kaleidoscope, each shift offering a new perspective, a new understanding.
Ultimately, it's about finding ourselves in these narratives. It's about recognizing those fragments of us scattered across these stories.
Exactly. It's like seeing our reflection in 1,000 mirrors, each highlighting a different aspect of our character.
Very well put, Suyeon. Just like the protagonists in our stories, we are on a journey too. A journey of exploration, of understanding, a journey of self-discovery.
I think it's time that we extend our invitation to the listeners out there.
To delve into their own narratives.
To explore their inner universes.
And hopefully, to find tranquility and self-understanding within themselves.
Just as we discovered in our journey through the Enchanted Library.
To realize the stories within us, the emotions and experiences that make us uniquely human.
So take the plunge, dear listeners. Let your personal narratives guide you in this journey, much like the books in our Enchanted Library.
Remember how we spoke about the journey within? Reflect on that.
Each tale we explored serves as a reminder.
True, they're guides helping us discover our narratives and understand our emotions.
Hence, when you head to sleep, think about those stories.
Harness their potency to foster self-understanding, peace, and tranquility.
The magic of an enchanted library lies within us. Our experiences, traumas, triumphs.
There are narratives bound within the living books of our lives. Our bedtime stories and our morning tales, they're all part of us.
And it's okay if your story is a mix of magic, mystery, and mindfulness. It's uniquely yours.
Parallel them with narratives from today's episode. Use them to navigate your journey and bring peace to your life.
Lastly, gratitude for tuning in tonight and being a part of our journey through the Enchanted Library.
And we hope this journey has instigated a mild curiosity for self-exploration and acceptance within you, unlike anything else.
May these stories be your guiding stars when the nights seem long and dark. Remember, magic is within,